Hey y'all, welcome to the Hot Corner. Today I've got an absolute treat for you. A local legend from Jonesboro, Tennessee. I'd like to call her the mayor of Liberty Athletics, full-time baller, part-time comedian, one of the hottest bats in Virginia, Savannah Jessee. It's so good to have you on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
And going back to Jonesboro.
Yep.
Maddie Diamond came here in the conference series that you guys had against Delaware. The two of you grew up playing not too far from each other. What does it mean to you to come from a small town and to be playing on the big stage?
Yeah, I love being from a small town. I think it's always been super neat to have a small town growing up in. But everyone, I think sports mean a lot in small towns. Like, that's really the only thing to do is go to Friday night football games, basketball games, softball games, baseball games, things like that. So getting to see Maddie and knowing where she came from, knowing that she's near me is pretty cool. She grew up in Johnson City. I grew up in Jonesboro, like 10 to 15 minutes apart. Johnson City is a little bit bigger than Jonesboro, obviously, but I'm in Johnson City every day when I'm home. But yeah, I love what it means. You have a lot of older folks that pull for you too, so that's super neat. But yeah, I love it.
And when you're thinking back, I mean, you told me that when you guys played MTSU, you were able to bring a lot of the team back to your family. You got any stories for me when they came back? What does life look like for your family back home?
Yeah, so my grandparents have a farm in Knoxville. We have cows. We have we were gonna have like goats and things like that, but Papa said we're just gonna stick with the cows. We have like 90 head of red Angus cattle, and then he also has the Highland cows. So you guys probably see that on social media.
Oh, I love those.
The fluffy ones.
I love those.
So we were actually headed to MTSU. So you pass through Knoxville to get to Murfreesboro, which is near Nashville. And I was like, I asked my mom, I said, do you care if maybe we stop by your house and come eat? So my mom actually got diagnosed with colon cancer in the fall. And so this was really special to her because we had talked about maybe sometime her cooking for the team, but she just couldn't cook for everyone just because it's taken a toll on her. But she's doing a lot better and she's in remission now.
That's so good to hear.
Yes, so she was like, absolutely, I want everybody to come over. That would be awesome. So we catered food. We ate there, and then Papa had the cows out. They were eating apples and feeding. Tons of my teammates were feeding them apples and things like that. They got to take a tour and look at the farm and everything. But we have teammates from the West Coast and really everywhere. And so that was neat for them to be able to see all the country life, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and you talked about Knoxville, but Jonesboro specifically. I mean, so much rich history. I'm sure you know all about it. I have some questions for you. I'm going to quiz you a little bit about Eastern Tennessee and a little bit of history. What is Tennessee's oldest town?
It's Jonesboro.
Absolutely. Got
Oldest
one
town.
right.
Yep.
All right. What is the inn? There are a ton of ghost stories centered around this inn about presidents in your hometown.
Oh gosh, I know what it is, and I've seen it. I've been there on a field trip. I'm sure I have.
Good old field trip.
Yep.
Heard all the folklore?
Yes,
it's
I can't
Chester
remember.
Inn.
Chester Inn. I've heard of it, but I probably wouldn't have gotten that one. I've heard of it though.
All right, you guys are also known for a national festival that you hold annually. It's regarding something you wouldn't necessarily think about, but we're kind of doing it right now.
It's the storytelling festival.
Yeah, you ever been?
Yeah, I'm probably sure. Maybe when I was little, but I don't know if I have. I can't remember. But it's big. I mean, they put it all over social media. It's a huge deal. They take it very seriously. I'm pretty sure it's like a whole week long. But tons of people come from all over to come see that.
You gotta love us mountain people wanting to tell a good story. I mean, you make a whole festival out of it.
Yes,
I love it.
Yes.
All right, the last one for you. So when a group of people broke off in North Carolina and made their own government, they tried to form their own state. They call it the Lost State. What was that called?
Oh gosh. Oh man. I feel embarrassed now.
Jonesboro was the capital of it.
You got me. I have no idea.
The state of Franklin.
The state of Franklin.
The more you know.
That's why we have a bank called the State of Franklin Bank and a State of Franklin Road.
So now you go back and you know.
Now I know.
Now you know.
Oh man.
So when you go back and you're, talking to people that you know, are they plugged in watching the game still?
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize how many people from home actually did watch my games. Because, you have a lot of, I have Facebook, and my Facebook community is a lot of older fans that I have because they love Facebook. So they'll always comment or post, or I'm watching you, or I've been watching you, or I talked to your dad by text or on the phone, or I ran into him the other day and I was talking about how good you're doing or how proud I am of you. And it's really neat, like I said before, to have a small community that pulls for you, because I feel like in bigger cities, you have a lot of people and people forget, but when you have a small community, people cherish that. So that's been awesome. But tons of people send me messages from home. I know I have a lot of support back home, and that's really awesome. And there's been a lot of great athletes come through my high school and locally and where I'm from, and a lot of people actively playing. Like I said, Maddie Diamond before, and one of my best friends, Macy Masters, is playing at WKU, and Audrey Morehouse, my other really good friend, and then Cameron Sarvis at UT. And I mean, there's been tons of great athletes, so we have a lot of support, and that's really cool.
And that goes back to me saying that you need to be the mayor. I mean, you got friends all over the place, and they have to be proud of you right now. I mean, just a month ago, Conference USA Player of the Week. What does it feel like now in your senior season to finally have that confidence in the box? And if there's somebody that's looking for that right now and they're listening, one, how do you find it? Were you looking for it? How does it happen? I've
been really searching for the confidence part of it for a long time. You can go up and say, oh yeah, I'm confident, but a lot of people probably lying to you. Softball's a mental game.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the support of my family, my teammates, my friends, and my coaches, and knowing that they're pulling for me, and they always have been pulling for me, but I think it just finally clicked, and I hate that it took almost 4 years, but I'm glad it did, because I have another year next year to keep doing that. But it's a mental game for sure, and it really clicked for me this year. This is my last year with Bryn, my roommate, one of my best friends, and it's kind of sad and bittersweet at the same time, and so that also I think plays a part in it too. But I don't know, I've been feeling really good, feeling really confident. I think I've been trying to keep my mind clear as well, because when your mind gets overloaded with a lot of stuff, you can't think straight, or you think too much. So, but I've just been trying to play it cool and stay in my zone and not get upset either when things don't go my way. And I think that's been a really big change in my attitude and performance.
So you talk about clearing your mind. I mean, I think about, for me, I love a good podcast, and, I love a good TV show. What have you been watching? What have you been listening to kind of reset?
Yeah, let's see. Lately, I grew up Southern Baptist, so I'm a big hymns person. So Alan Jackson's hymns album, all the hymns, if you guys know, the Redback hymns, those just get me right. I love those. And if you guys know Tommy Prophet, he's a big new music producer. He's produced this huge Birth of a King album, and he just came out with a Resurrection of the King album. And so CeCe Winans, I'm not sure if you know who that is, but she covered Goodness of God. She is one of my favorite all-time singers, and she just did a cover of Jesus Paid It All. And I love that song. But I also love country music. Country music is one of my favorites to listen to. You can ask any of my teammates, that'll always be what's playing in my car. 90s country, new country, anything. So I love that. I'm a big fan of YouTube golf. Been watching YouTube golf.
You're kidding me.
Good golf girl right here.
Give me some.
Yep.
That is my favorite pastime. You talk about clearing your mind.
Yep.
Just watching people go out, goof around, and play around a golf.
And they're good at it too.
What's better than that?
Yeah. I also love to fish too. So I love fishing. If you talk to Bryn sometime, she'll tell you, and Rachel Root, but we don't have the best luck in Virginia fishing for whatever reason. I go home, I catch all these fish. I tell my teammates, I promise you I can catch one, and come here, and I haven't caught none except last year. I finally caught 2.
It's the waters back home calling your name. They're trying to pull you
they
back
are.
in.
They are. I've spent tons of money on lures and stuff and all this, but I enjoy it even though you don't catch anything. So it's a good little break. And I also love watching tons of other sports on TV, and I'm a big FBI watcher too, so I watch a show called FBI. So those are probably a couple of things I like to do.
And I don't know about you, but when I'm listening to a podcast, there's something about a comedian or anybody that's hosting, if they've got a little bit of twang, I feel like I can sit and listen to it all day
Oh, for
long.
sure. You heard of Leanne Morgan?
I love her.
That's my girl. I love her.
I feel like we're just on the same algorithm,
We
same
are.
media,
We are.
same brain wavelength.
She's awesome. She was actually supposed to come and throw out the first pitch at Tennessee 2 days ago for their series with Ole Miss. And she didn't get to come, but I was going to be super jealous.
That is so
Yeah.
crazy. Well, she, of course, is somebody that has plenty of Appalachian sayings in her jokes. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to ask you a round of sayings that actually came from ChatGPT. So we'll see,
Okay.
if these are very accurate or not. Okay. What does "I'm fixing to" mean?
Like you're about to.
Yeah, you're about to.
About to.
What is "He's all hat and no cattle"?
I think it's like he's got it, but it's not all there type of maybe. I don't really know.
That is a good one. That's honestly what I thought. Apparently it means that he's kind of all bark, no bite.
Okay.
That
Okay.
he's going to say, but he's not actually going to
Okay.
act on it. What about talking the leg off of a chair?
Oh gosh, that means you talk way too much. Like, and you talk when you're not supposed to talk, or you talk to someone and you just keep on talking. Sometimes like I do, and you don't shut up.
A yapper.
Yep.
We love yappers though. What about Lord willin' and the creek don't rise?
I say this all the
You ever
time. My
heard that one?
grandparents say this all the time. It's basically like, well, I'll see you if Jesus doesn't come back, and it'll happen if Jesus doesn't come back, or if something doesn't happen to me, then I'll be there.
Exactly. And then the last one. He ain't got a pot to pee in. We'll go with pee.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've heard this one too, and my grandparents have said it before, but I cannot remember really what it means. I don't know.
It means you don't really got much.
You just don't have
You're
anything.
Just working with
You're
what
just
you got.
working. Okay.
You don't
Yep.
even have a pot.
Yep.
You know,
Okay.
That's it. So now I know we've talked a lot about your hometown. What was the process of Dot Richardson finding you in that recruitment process? What was it like meeting her for the first time?
It was great. I guess I can rewind a little bit. I went to a private Christian school, kindergarten through 8th grade, and they did not have softball. They didn't have a softball team. So they were big into basketball. They didn't have a football team yet or anything. So they go all the way K through 12. And so that was, the plan was to go kindergarten through 12th grade there. But we decided it would be best for me to go to public school and play softball, just so I can play softball, play basketball in high school, and then be able to go to travel ball and then hopefully move on, because I want to take softball seriously. So being at Providence, which was my private Christian school, I had heard of Liberty. I heard people talk about it. Tons of people that I knew went there. I was like, I wonder if they have a softball team, because combining a Christian school and softball, that's like bonus points,
That's
like,
perfect.
So I got to go into camps. I went to like Ole Miss, Tennessee, North Carolina, you name it. I went to a camp in the Southeast. So Dad wanted to take me to those. Well, I was like, Dad, I wonder if Liberty has a team, So we got to looking, and obviously we were like, whoa, Dot Richardson, like I didn't know. And that sounds terrible, but I had no idea who she was. I had no idea. My aunt actually saw her play in the '96 Olympics in Atlanta.
That gold medal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so but I had no idea. So I was like, well, this is awesome. And so fast forward, kept going to tons of camps here. I limited the other camps and just started really focusing here, because this is where I wanted to go once I came on campus for the first time. But I met Coach, and I believe it was a camp here first. And I was like, this woman is awesome. She is like a live wire, reminds me a lot of people in my family.
Yeah.
Always positive, like called me by my name, and that meant a lot to me. Instead of being called like, hey camper or hey you, it was hey Savannah, and that meant a lot to me. And then started taking it more seriously again, and she ended up coming to watch me play when she could, when all the rules would allow you to. And I believe the first time I saw her watch me play was in Colorado, and I actually struck out like twice right in front of her, and I was like, oh my gosh, come on. And then, they kept coming back, and Coach Fagan came and watched me play, and the rest is history, I guess.
Yeah, and now, you've been making history. You guys made the most historic run in this program's history last year, taking down #1 Texas A&M.
Yeah.
I remember watching that game. Just absolutely pumped me up. You had a huge home run when we go back to that. Talk about some of those moments for me.
Yeah, last year was very special group. It was the biggest God moment of my life. we're David and they were Goliath for sure. We were sitting in this room actually when we did the selection show. And we weren't really listening because we were like, no way we're going to the number 1 seed. So we just happened to hear Conference USA champions. We were like, what in the world? And so we head down there and we're playing and we walk into the stadium and Davis Diamond Field and I'm like, this place is huge. I was like, I think we all did, but I know for sure me, I had like an instant, I guess, feeling of peace or whatever. I don't know what it was. It was just the Holy Spirit over us, but I knew we were going to do something special. I could feel it. We all did. Me and Rupert talking about it. So we get there and we played Mayor's first game, beat them, and then we had Texas A&M. We played them. It was so hot. I'm gonna add that too. It was so hot. I had a sinus infection while I was playing, and it was 102 degrees outside. It was so hot. But we beat them, and I was like, oh man, we're in the driver's seat. Like, we've got this.
Let's go.
And so then come up, play them the next day, and they got out of the losers bracket, so we play them. And that first game was a high-scoring game. Like, we lost. Coach comes in. She's like, you guys just put 11 runs on the number 1 team in the country, and you've already beaten them. We're going to be just fine. You know, something to that effect.
Yeah.
And, I had went 0 for 10 on the weekend. I was hitting it right at people, maybe not hitting it the best. And so I told them, I said, guys, I'm going to give it all to you guys on defense, but I need someone to pick me up with the bat. And so they did. And I came up and I guess the last game, and I was like, I have nothing to lose. KK Madry's on second. If I poke something, at least I know she's going to score, and that would be leaving us down by 1. Well, I actually looked at my dad in the stands, and I always find them every time I'm playing where they're sitting. And so he said, send it, buddy, send it. And I was like, yeah, Dad, yeah, let's do it. And I got up there, took ball 1, then ball 2 was right where we had been training for her curveball. Right inside, and I love inside. So
you saw it.
Saw it fat for sure. And I was rounding the bases, and I really don't remember much after that. It was like a crazy moment.
That is just so insane. I mean, thinking about that moment, you're back home watching it, but for you to be able to say in that moment you found your dad and to remember all of those little pieces and kind of how God walked you through just those couple of weeks, I mean, it's so special.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we're going to shift gears just a little bit, go back to all the friends that you've got all over the place. I mean, let's talk a little bit about Carlin Pickens.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, one of the best pitchers in the nation. Yeah. Over the past couple of weeks, they've been giving out golden tickets.
Yeah.
I mean, so far, they have given out 4. And we look at Nigeri Kennedy from Texas Tech, Reese Atwood from Texas, Leanne Good from Texas, and Sydney Stewart from Arizona. When do you think hers is coming, and what team do you want to see her playing on?
I think hers is coming very soon. I know they have a spot for her. She is just amazing. And I'm thinking, for some reason, I have a feeling that she'll go with them. I don't know. I feel like that would be a really big powerhouse set of pitchers to have Montana and her. Because it's just weird to me, though, because you have a lot of older people that still play, and you have, like, brand new younger girls that play. I think I would like to see her on that team. I would.
Yeah, I think I'd also maybe like to see her playing on the Blaze.
Blaze.
Just that way
the Blaze.
She's close.
Yes, the Blaze.
That could be good, too.
I think that's actually good. So I can go see her play. That would be awesome.
If you haven't seen the golden ticket so far, basically what the AUSL is doing is they're going to these colleges and they're giving out golden tickets, which basically guarantees them a spot in the league. They'll be able to see what teams that they're going to go to in that draft. But if we're thinking about golden tickets for, anything, right? If you were to give a golden ticket to some of your teammates for random things, right? If they could be a professional in something random, let's just think here. You talked about Bryn McManus. If she were to get a golden ticket to be a professional, something random, what would it be?
Oh, man. A golden ticket for best breakfast made.
Best breakfast. Golden ticket for best breakfast.
She cooks a mean breakfast. I personally don't like breakfast food much at all, but I'm telling you, avocado toast every morning. I can smell it while I'm in my room. So I'd probably say that for her.
What about Brooke Roberts' golden ticket?
Golden ticket for talking. For talking.
Yapper, a golden ticket yapper.
She's a D1 yapper like me.
D1 yapper.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that. Coach Richardson.
Oh gosh.
Golden ticket.
I could name about 10 things. Golden ticket for energy.
Energy.
Dessert lover.
All right.
Let's see. There's so many things. Holy cow. Like dad jokes, like golden ticket for dad jokes.
We gotta hear some of her dad jokes.
And I don't even sometimes she says stuff and I'm like, I've never even heard anyone ever say that in my life. She cracks me up.
What are you a gold ticket for?
Oh gosh. I would say talking as well. I love to talk. Oh man, I don't really know. I don't like to say
I think I'm
stuff.
a gold ticket losing my keys.
Losing
honestly.
your keys?
Yeah.
Well, I don't lose stuff a lot, but I would say I honestly could say that because I just lost my wallet. So I have to find my wallet.
We'll be praying that you find that.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, last thing, when we are talking about, the growth that you've made in the box, the preparation and the confidence, we've been talking about it, but I kind of want to see it happen in full swing.
Okay.
So we are actually going to head on down to the cages, and we're going to let you take some rips.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right, so we had to come down here, actually see what she's got. I mean, I've seen it in 4K, some absolute nukes, but we're gonna go behind the scenes and ask her some questions, rapid fire, while she takes some cuts. Okay, first one for you.
All right.
When you're hitting a home run, first thing that you do, whether it's a little celly, fist pump, what are we looking at?
Oh, it's always right when I'm getting ready to round first base, it's always the fist pump.
The fist pump, I love it.
The fist pump.
All right, second one's gonna be rapid fire. Favorite count, 0031.
3-1.
3-1?
3-1.
What's that pregame meal?
Pre-game meal varies because we have red card, but
Your favorite?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Let's go. Good Lord, come on. All right. If you're choosing a baby for gear, bat or glove, what means more to you?
Bat.
Bat? All right. Let's look at the colors on this thing. That's pretty sick.
And the feature, the money grip, got a lot of Benjamins on there.
Oh my.
But it's rubbing off. I gotta get a new one.
Gotta keep the Benjamins fresh.
That's right.
Absolutely. All right. Ideally, you're setting your own lineup. Who do you like to hit after?
Bryn.
All right, Bryn McManus, roommates, duo. Let's go. Walk-up song?
I wish it could be Courtesy the Red, White, and Blue by Toby Keith.
We actually got to sing that one together.
We did.
Right when America beat Canada in hockey.
Yep.
Sorry, Brad.
Yeah, sorry, Brad.
Secret talent?
I have none.
I don't believe that.
I love to sing. I think I'm good at it, but I don't think other people think I'm good at it.
She's pretty good. Give her a country tune. All right, last one. A go-ahead grand slam or a 2-run home run to walk it off?
2-run home run to walk it off.
Let's go. Walk off, baby. That was it. That was the one. All right. Savannah Jessee, it has been so good to have you on the hot corner. I mean, taking a look at this bat, yeah, I think she can do some damage. If you were to give somebody that is coming up one piece of advice at the plate, what would it be?
Have a small zone, don't think, and just do damage.
Do damage. I love it. What about in life? One good piece of life advice.
Yeah, don't care what other people think. Be you, be who God's made you to be, and go at life full force.
All right, no one said it better. And since you're on the hot corner, you get the outro music to today.
The outro?
Outro.
Okay. Guys, I appreciate you guys having me on. Tori, thank you so much. It's been a blast, and I hope Courtesy the Red, White, and Blue plays after this.
'Cause we'll put a boot in your